Hi, Natasha.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? Hi, Barb. I'm doing pretty well. Sitting
Good.
outside, so I can't complain.
Yes, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love it. Hi, Barb. I
There we go. Hello.
think we have
What's
the
the
same
temperature
color
down
on.
there?
Oh my gosh. I don't even want to tell you all, but it was like 80 today.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know. And I was so blessed with this opportunity. So I met this woman randomly on one of my beach walks, and she has two Australian shepherds and, dog club, basically, border collies, Australian shepherds. They like met. So she and I started talking and we went on a beach walk for the rest of the time. And then every like Wednesday morning we would meet up and do like a sunrise walk on the beach. And so she actually had to go out of town randomly and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm desperate. Like, would you come down and watch my home and my dogs while I'm away?" And I'm like, "Heck yes." And she lives like 4 blocks from the beach. So I'm sitting on her deck right now,
Mm.
just like feeling so grateful.
Uh, that sounds lovely.
That's
I know.
beautiful.
Such a happenstance moment. And yeah, it's
Oh,
really cool. And it's a rental for her, and she's moving out at the end of March. So enjoying it while we can.
hmm
Yeah. So it's funny, this month is about movement, and two of my very strong movement people are here tonight. You were probably the least like needed for coaching for this, but I'm so glad you're here. Where's all my other people that they're like scared. Like, I don't want to go to the movement talk.
Right.
I
She's gonna make us
love
move.
movement.
Yeah, this is gonna be, it'll be good though. This is a nice, like, simplified, just talk about what are the standards and what is the like minimal amount of movement you can get away with for health and how to, make it a habit into your day. And I know you both have done a fantastic job with that. Like it is part of your lives now. And I know that because I know both of you individually about, what you're working on and how you're operating. Because every time you do an exercise, I see it in the app. I'm like, yep, like.
Yes.
So, yeah, we'll wait another couple minutes, but I guess while we're waiting, I would love to hear from both of you about, how you're doing in general. You can make it about, exercise or just general wellness. But yeah, either one of you can start.
Can I just say
Well, I'm
something real
on.
quick? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Natasha. You go.
I was just gonna say that I saw my mom today, and we had like planned on getting together after she got out of work, but she actually got out early today, which was wonderful. And her and I were talking about exercise, and she was saying that she really wants to like start like doing like something. So she had me make her up like a little routine, like 5 minutes that she could commit to for the day because she has 15-minute exercises. She's like, I'm supposed to do them every single day. And I was like, well, maybe you could like just start off with like a couple days a week, like what's realistic for you and your body. So then we started talking more about it. And she's like, well, maybe I can commit to like 5 minutes. I'm like, 5 minutes is great as long as it's intentional. So I sent her like a few, like five different 1 minute exercises she can do to see if that could like get her started. And I offered to like send her a video of like how to do it. And I sent her like a 5 minute like stretch. So I thought that was pretty
That
pretty cool and
is
pretty
awesome.
exciting. Yeah,
Oh, look at the influence you're having. Like,
I feel really good about it. I feel so good about
yes,
it. It
that's
was it was
so
really
cool.
nice. And she
I
also
love that.
complimented my legs today, and she said she could tell I lift. It's just like you
That's
can
the
tell you've been
best.
really working on the squats. I was like, thank you so much. So I just
Aw,
wanted to
that's
throw that in.
sweet.
It was so cute and so sweet and it was really lovely. It was really good. And she also parked her car like
Mm.
far away from the store. She's like, I'm sorry about that. I said, Mom, that's a great way to get in some extra movement. I was like, I do that all the time, and I'm so excited that you do that too. I'm like, every step adds up. So you're just
Mm.
intentionally like trying to be healthier. So
Heck yeah. Yes.
yeah, it was just really
Oh,
nice and like full circle, and I felt really good.
yes. Influencing one person at a time. That's incredible. And
Yes.
when it's your own family, that's huge.
Oh, yeah, it was really exciting.
Mm.
That's great.
Wow. I love that. Thanks for sharing that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Barb, you had a procedure. You don't have to talk about
I
it, but
did. So just the screening, colonoscopy, it was all normal, but the prep was brutal. I had one 10 years ago and I don't remember it being so bad. This was a different prep and it was awful.
mm,
And they had me start the prep at 5 in the evening, which of course meant I was up all night. And
Oh,
it was terrible. I don't know. If I have to do another one, I will definitely be asking for a different prep because that was really horrible.
oh,
Now it's just messed up my sleep. Like I have not. I think tonight I get a good night's sleep. And I took it easy. I was supposed to. I was like, "Yep, not doing it." And so I rested today. I did go for a little snowshoe, or it was really like a
oh,
slush shoe because it's
oh,
too warm today. The snow was just really wet.
yeah.
There's a lot of it out there, but it's
Hey,
really wet. But it was good to get out of the woods,
yeah.
and
Yeah, it's gonna be a white,
and
quite the
I
mud
feel
season.
good about Oh, yeah, we're gonna have a big mud season. I feel good actually about skipping the workout because I feel like it's me listening to my body. And I've not been, I've
yes.
been really being good about it. And it was like, no, I don't feel good. And I think if I push it, I'm not gonna get anything out of it. I think it's better to just take it easy and maybe I'll catch up this week or maybe I'll just skip one. It'll be all
Oh,
right.
Yes. 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 I want to
So,
it's
piggyback
so
off of that.
important.
Yeah. So I think you both missed it. I don't know if you watched the replay, but Dr. Gruber, the chiropractor we had last week for our guest speaker, talked about training, periodization. And what that means is like how we train for a certain amount of time and then we have a deload, and then we train for a certain
hmm
amount of time and then we have deload. So although sometimes not programmed in, your body is going to tell you when that week is, and you can just take it and feel good about it. Be like, I have been
Yes.
consistent. I've done this really well. Now I feel this, and intuitively it's asking me to deload and take a break. So that is what's happening to you. And I'm so
Yep.
glad that you have really learned how to listen, because it's so easy to just be like, I'm not going to listen. I'm going to push through because,
Right.
that's just what I do. But honoring this moment in this week of rest is actually very productive because you're going to allow things to repair and rejuvenate, and you're not going to lose your progress in a week. Like that's something I can
Right.
personally tell you I struggle with because I don't know why mentally I'm blocked in that way too. But I'm
Same.
actually on a
Mm.
deload this week as well, so I am not exercising because I'm house sitting. Um,
Yes.
not
I had one last week because I was working 6 days straight.
Yeah, yeah. I also have a
Yeah.
heavier workload, so I'm accepting it this week too.
Yes.
So mentally, we are all
Oh,
working through that part. Because that's funny. Yeah, we
yes.
all are we're very diligent exercisers, us three. So
Yes.
I think resting is the harder part.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
So much yes. I stopped
Interesting.
my workout
Yeah.
halfway through today to go see my mom because, like I said, it was kind of like a spontaneous thing. And I was feeling like a little stressed out about it. And I was like, no, I can just do it tomorrow. Like, it's okay. It's like totally fine. You
Isn't
know?
that interesting? Your body
Yes.
reacted like, no, don't. And but you're like,
It did.
stop.
It did. I was like, no, I'm gonna finish this one set because it was like I have to do like 5 exercises normally, and I was my second one through, and I had one set left, and I was taking like my minute long rest, and she had texted me, and I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna finish this one last one, and then I'm gonna call it for today, and that was hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I can just
Yeah.
finish it tomorrow. I can just do the whole thing over tomorrow. Like it'll be fine. It's not gonna kill me. And I had a lot of
Yeah.
carbs today, so my workout's gonna be like awesome tomorrow.
Hell yeah. That's the way to
I went
think
to
of it.
Longhorn today with her. So
Yes.
like, carbo load. I'm gonna have a really, really explosive workout tomorrow.
I love that mentality. Yes. And you're not using it as like, I have to, oh my God, I ate so much. I need to go work out like as a punishment. You're
No.
like, I'm going to be
Right.
like pumped up and strong tomorrow because I
Yeah.
ate so much. Like, it's like a subtle shift, but such an important shift.
There's, well, I noticed last week. So Thursday or Wednesday and Thursday, not even like intentionally, but when I was working, I was super busy, like didn't even get to take a break. And I ended up eating like less. And so Friday, when I went to like work out, like I was like halfway through and I was just wiped. So I ended up eating like a Lindt chocolate ball. So I'm like, my body needs something right now, like something like quick energy. And then I was thinking, I was like, why do I feel like this? I'm like, oh, it's because I didn't have like enough for my body, like enough that my body needed the past 2 days. I'm like, wow, it really like
Hmm.
showed. So this
Yeah.
week, when I'm like meal prepping for work, I'm like, okay, so like if I want to have a good workout on Friday, so it's gonna be my upper body day, and I really need to like push for that. I was like, I need to really be like diligent to make sure that I'm like fueling myself in the ways that I need so I can show up in my workout because I love working out. It's like it's my me time, it's my calm time, it's my favorite. I absolutely love it. And I don't want to
Hmm.
like not be able to fully show up for myself.
What a beautiful mindset shift. I love that so much.
It's been
Hmm.
such a huge shift. Like there's been so many things lately where it's been so much like gentler, you know? It's
Hmm.
wild to think about. Like I went to see my dad this weekend and it was kind of like a spontaneous like trip. We were going to go Saturday, we went Friday night instead. And so I'd like planned on not working out for the weekend because I was going to be down at his house with my son. And did not like pan out the way I wanted it to. So we ended up coming home Saturday and like it was fine. It was okay. So like I got up Sunday and I wasn't sure if I was gonna work out or not. I told myself I'd like see how my body felt. And I was kind of like just in my head and I'm like, I'm just gonna try it, do like the whole like 10-minute thing, like if you don't feel like it after 10 minutes, you can stop. But I ended up loving it and feeling so much better. And then I went for a walk with Wyatt, my son, because it was beautiful out. And it was beautiful and it was like uplifting, but there wasn't pressure.
Yes, that's what I was just going to say. You removed pressure by being in that
Yeah,
state. That's really cool.
exactly. Just
Hmm.
sounds like a loving, like bonding way to like be with yourself. It's like I've heard people say or heard like the saying, it's like work out because you love your body, not because you hate it. And I think that's so like powerful and so important and so like unrecognized. And it was for me for the longest time. It's like
Hmm.
I thought that I wanted to like look a certain way or get to be a certain way. And like in some ways, like, yeah, it's like cool. I mean, I want to build more muscle. Like that's my goal, really. But aside from that, it's like I want to be like healthy and happy and just feel good.
Hmm.
We
Mm.
walked like up a steep incline hill, and like I told him, I was like, we can go for like a short walk. We're gonna make it worth it, though. We're gonna walk up to this hill. There's a dog that he likes up there, so we were hoping to see the dog. We didn't. It was okay. So like it was good, but just to enjoy the outside and have a nice conversation with him and just move
Mm.
bodies, get fresh air. It was great. And he wasn't like for it at first, but like halfway through, he's like, I'm so glad we did this. I'm like, yeah, me too. It's
Yes, you're
beautiful.
bringing up a beautiful theme too of community and family.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
all of your topics tonight have been integrated with a buddy, a partner, a family member, someone you love and
Yeah.
care about. And so that's a really neat thing that movement, mobility, exercise can
Hmm.
be shared, and it's actually just as productive and maybe even more productive in some ways if we're working on whole
Yeah.
body wellness. So very
Yes.
cool. Yeah. Hi, Eleanor. Welcome in. We,
Hi. I'm
hi.
a little jealous that you're sitting outside.
I know, I know. Barb was like, "What's the temperature?" I'm like, I don't want to say
It was
it.
actually quite nice today, but
Yeah, I heard, and it
really,
created a little bit of slush and whatnot. We're a little off the cuff today because I was telling Natasha and Barb because they were the ones in here. I'm like, you all are my like really good movers. You all have good habits around movement, and you too, Eleanor. So it's like another, all
oh,
three
I
of you are
try.
like my good movers. You all prioritize it, you schedule it in, you have routine, like it's part of your lifestyle now. And as much as I'm highlighting that part, we're also all talking about how we have a hard time resting and the guilt that comes around rest. So, since we already kind of touched on that topic, Eleanor, I want to open up the space for you to kind of talk a little bit about, one, how you're doing, two, what you want to work through today, and then how do you feel about when you have to rest?
Um, I think since I retired, I'm a great rester. I've actually taken a nap here and there, which I've never
That's
done
the
in the
best.
past. I know there's nothing like a nap in the afternoon when the world is still working. Um, so I have to confess, the last 2 weeks, I have really been very depressed. I went to Mexico for 2 weeks. I had a wonderful vacation. I came home. I got a little bit sick. Um, and Also, I think because I came home to winter, um, I just, I don't know, I just for 2 weeks, I was like just in this worst funk I've ever been in. And I have to admit, today, I actually, when I was outside, felt like, oh, there's life. I felt so much better today. I definitely thrive on warmth and sun. And I think coming home and, getting a little bit sick, not horrible, but I was cold. I didn't want to go outside. And I'm late because I was just at a meeting and people are like, we haven't seen you for like 2 months. And I'm like, yeah, I've pretty much been hibernating. And it has a real impact on my mental psyche and even wanting to move. When I was in
Mm-hmm.
Mexico, I was in the pool all the time doing aerobics and walking, and I just felt so good. And then I got home, and my body is like, nope, don't want to do anything. Just want to hunker down, put a blanket over me, and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
Mm.
now that, it's starting to get warm, although it's really hard to go outside and walk around much because it's so muddy or wet or whatever. Um, but yeah, so I feel much better today. So I'm gonna get myself back to the gym. My knee has been hurting me a lot. So I'm actually on Thursday meeting with my surgeon. I'm gonna schedule my other knee replacement. Be
Mm.
done with
Mm-hmm.
it because it's been bothering me for months and it's
Mm-hmm.
really impacted my desire to want to work out a lot because it just hurts.
Yeah.
And it's not fun. So I've just decided to bite the bullet and get it fixed. And the other one took like 2 months for me to get back on my feet and be pretty normal. So I'm expecting the same result this time.
Praying for that same result, yes. And the best thing you're doing right now is staying as active as possible to prepare for whatever your
Yeah,
body is going to endure next, especially a knee replacement. So, yeah, the muscle strength and the mobility that you've been working on has had a significant purpose for sure.
absolutely.
Um, and I wanted to tell you this fun fact because everything you're saying makes complete sense and how it's all connected. You said, you've been a little down and you haven't wanted to move as a result, and it's completely connected. The Latin derivative for movement, emotion, motive, and motivate are all the same. So when you're emotional, your movement is going to be affected or your motion will be affected. So if your emotions are down, your motion will be down, your motivation will be down. So there's like a direct correlation to all of those things. And so, yeah, it's really interesting. They all have the same like word derivative because they heavily influence each other. Sometimes if you're feeling down, you can like fight through it and move, and that might help elevate your mood, and vice versa. If you're not moving, you might have a down mood, and if you're down mood, you might not want to move. So it's all very connected, is what I'm saying. And you've made
Absolutely.
that,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. And I know the best thing when you feel like that is to get out and move,
it's
be around
hard.
people, and it's hard. And
Yeah.
because I'm retired, it's like I don't have to go out during the day. So I didn't.
Yeah. And so yeah, to recap, what we were talking about rest and how important it still is. So you know what? You needed 2 weeks of rest. In programming and strength training and everything we do, there do need to be times where you deload or rest or not go
Mhm.
hard or deviate from the schedule. And usually it's 1 week, but that's arbitrary in some ways. Like your body's saying, nope, we needed 2 weeks, and that's okay. You
Mhm.
aren't going to lose a ton of your progress in 2 weeks, even 1 week, definitely no progress. 2 weeks, you're probably fine. Um, and honestly, if you pushed through when you weren't feeling well, you would have just kept the inflammation high and the cortisol and the stress high. So I think
Yeah.
resting and just curling up with a blanket is completely appropriate. And now like you said, all right, I'm a little bit replenished. I got some sunshine. I'm gonna get back to it. So it was all productive.
Yeah, no, I think so now that I look back, but during that time I was like, what is wrong with me? I mean, I was really a little worried about myself because I didn't feel like doing anything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's when leaning on community is really, really helpful.
Mm.
Nobody is going to judge you for that. You're going to be your worst judge, is what it sounds
Oh, I
like. Like,
am. I
what
am.
is wrong with me?
Exactly, exactly. So, but no, today I was like, oh, all I needed was sunshine and some warmth.
Mm, yes. Hey, have you checked out the infrared sauna yet?
I have not. I have not. So that's one of the things that's on my list that I've got to start doing.
I think
Check
so
that
too.
out. And yeah, just, I don't know. I need to be warm.
Yep, totally understand. Yep,
So yeah. And then I also, right after I got back from my vacation, I adopted a dog.
that's
So
right.
it's kind of turned my life upside down a little bit. She's great, but my other dog was so easy. And now I'm like, ooh, I've got a diamond in the rough here. She actually requires training. So yeah. But anyway, she's good. She's very good. I left her tonight for an hour and a half loose in the house. She was absolutely fine. So nothing's destroyed.
Barb, I forget. Do you only train border collies?
Oh no, I train all breeds.
Eleanor,
Did you
Barb
hear
trains
that?
all types of dogs. Oh, there's two
Oh,
Aussies walking down the street right now.
Really? Did you hear that,
Barb, are you local?
Kayla?
Barb, where are you located? Oh, she's stuck. Look, there she is.
I'm in Massachusetts, just over the line. I live in Warwick, my training center. I can you hear me?
It breaks up.
Huh.
Oh, Orange, Mass. Okay, not far from me. What's the name of your business? Okay, I'll find you. Okay, good to know. Okay.
Little bit chaotic. I have dogs and lots of dogs in this neighborhood. Oh my gosh. Yes, good. I'm glad you all made that connection. So
Yeah.
anyways, I'm so glad you all are here. So let's move forward a little bit and talk a little bit how this month is going to go. So the topics are movement, exercise. You know, we did mental health, we've done the nutrition, now we're in movement. And the last one is going to be nervous system regulation. We're going to sprinkle in a little lymphatic system into this, fascia and lymphatic system into this month, which is really cool. I'm really excited about that. We have 5 guest speakers this month because of how March is. This week is me. And I had in my back pocket to do kind of like a pelvic floor core workshop because that's like my bread and butter and super important. And I feel like everyone can benefit from learning how to activate and use that area. So if no one objects to that, I did have one suggestion of talking about travel, and I could probably sprinkle in a little bit about that too, with, how to manage pelvic floor when you're traveling or something like that, or how to get in some movement that supports the area, or, I don't know. Off the top of your heads, any input on what I'll talk about Thursday?
I think the travel piece would be good because I do travel a lot. So trying to make sure I get the right kind of movement in is sometimes challenging.
Cool. I
I
like
would
that
love
idea.
it if so I work 12-hour shifts, 12 plus hour shifts, and I'm always like wondering if there's anything I could just be doing while I'm working. If so, if there's anything that you can like throw in there that would just be like a quick, simple thing I can do, you know what I mean? Just so I can incorporate. I want to like learn how to do that better, like my core, my pelvic floor. I want to like control that better, especially not having to pee all the time when I'm at work. It can be like complicated because I work in a hospital and sometimes it's not the most convenient time.
Oh my
And there's
gosh, yeah, nurse's bladder.
yeah. So and I do not have that. So yeah.
Okay, those are okay, cool ideas. So mobility, movement, how to get that in with traveling and working, and yeah, a little core management on sprinkled in. I like it. Sound good?
And what is your thought on stomach vacuuming? I see things like that on Facebook all the time. Is that like a positive thing or like no? I mean, you don't have to answer me right now. I'm curious about it.
That's such a good question. So I don't think it has a ton of function or purpose for the average person. It is
Okay.
mostly a, I mean, it's a way to demonstrate if you have core control, deep core control, and it also is used in aesthetic competitions or stuff like that. Like you have to really pull in to look, smaller.
Okay.
Um, in terms of stabilizing and function, not hugely important. Just like
Okay.
it's kind of like a party trick. Look what I can
Okay,
do.
I wasn't like sure. I see things about it like all the time, and I'm like, I can't do that. I do deep core exercises, but I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. I'm like, should I be able to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all
It's
right,
just a different way of getting core control or deep core control. Like I said,
okay,
not vital for what the average person needs to be able to do.
okay. So it's there's not like crazy benefits from it in comparison to like other exercises. I
Right.
had like typed in like what can I do when I'm working, and that was like one of the things that was suggested, and I tried a couple of times, and I just wasn't having success. So I don't know. It's just one of those things been kind of in the back of my mind since like last summer. So I figured I
Mm-hmm.
would just ask the question.
Yeah, and it's a super specific move that I think a lot of people, when they go to try it, are actually just sucking in, and then that's
Yeah,
creating a downward pressure in the wrong way.
right,
So it
right.
is something that has to be trained with somebody who can train it correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't recommend it for the average person.
Okay, good to know. I'm glad I asked.
Yeah, that's a good question. Um, okay, mobility. I had to write down what I need to do for Thursday. Travel. Cool. That'll be fun. All right.
Half hour.
Any other questions? Anything?
Can you
Okay.
hear me, Kayla?
Yes.
You said you were going to talk about like what the minimum movement recommendation would be. I'm curious about that because one of the things I'm finding with doing my routine that I'm doing now is that I do have days where it's hard to fit it in. And so I'm hitting both.
Yeah. So, you're breaking up a little bit. I know what you're
You're
asking. I have a little PowerPoint we can go through, and that should answer your question. I'll have a little activity at the end, so you'll just need a piece of paper to write things down. And yeah, hopefully by the end of it, you'll know what you need to do. Let me open that
I have a
up.
quick question too.
Uh-huh.
Um, how many days is it like sufficient to work out for? So I have like four like days in my routine that I do, but every other week, so every other week I do like a Sunday to Sunday or whatever for my 7 days. But every other week I end up working out 5 days straight. Is that like too much? Because I find that I can do like honestly, I can do like two solid, really good days. And then if I have like a little bit of rest, so like I work Wednesday, Thursday. So if I'm working out like this week or whatever, like Monday, Tuesday, I like show up, it's great. And then I work Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday. So those are like my rest days. I just do walking and stuff. And then I do an intentional walk on my lunch. Um, but then it's like after that, if I'm doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm like kind of wiped. So is that too much? I was thinking about maybe like taking like the Sunday of the weekend I have off, like maybe and just doing something like more like walking oriented, or I may do stretching anyway, but I didn't know if that would be more helpful for my body.
Yes, 1,000%. Yes.
Okay.
5 days in a row is a lot. And your body's telling you. You said you feel wiped, so that is
I
your
do.
cue. That is your cue.
Okay. All right.
hmm
Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, let me share my screen. Oh, here we go again. Kayla not understanding how to use Zoom. There it is. Share. Ta-da. I don't know how we're in week 10. I had to count today. I was like, are we really in week 10? Oh, goodness. Okay, I have a couple questions for you all. Think about today. How many hours? Nope, we're thinking about yesterday. Sorry. No, let's use today. Why did I write yesterday? All right, today, because the day's over. How many hours did you sit today?
Probably 5 for me.
Okay. Natasha, did you sit today?
Yeah, I did. I was in the car with my mom for a while and in the car myself. So, I mean, factoring that into, because I went to Keens like an hour from my house. So 2 hours. And then we sat down when we had lunch.
Okay.
So maybe, oh, like maybe like we'll just say like four if I factor in, like eating. And since I've been home, I'm normally just up and doing things. I did sit down for a half hour to watch like a show with my family. That was
Okay.
like intentional. But aside from that, I have a hard time sitting.
Yeah, I get it. And then Barb, how
Yeah.
many hours did you sit?
I put it in the chat because I'm not sure if you can hear me. Can you
hmm
look in the chat?
I can't do both, I think, while I'm screen sharing.
Oh, okay. So 5, counting my
5.
drive
Okay.
time.
Beautiful. You all are above average. So the average United States adult sits about 6 to 8 hours a day. So I think that has to do with, we had COVID and we have desk jobs and we have home remote work. Like people are sitting way more. You all did better than the average adult today. Yay. All right. So who in here intentionally moved your body today for exercise?
I did.
Not me today.
Okay. Barb, you went for a snowshoe today?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm having
Beautiful.
some. Yep.
Okay. You, well, you almost are the average. So we got 2/3 moved today, 1/3. Actually, we're half and half because I also didn't move today. So we meet the standard here. 50% of United States citizens do not regularly exercise. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. What makes it challenging for you to find movement in your day? What are the barriers you find?
I personally have no challenges except for my own brain.
That's a fair answer.
Sometimes I have to sit if I'm like, well, if I'm driving, I have to sit. Or if I'm working. So we have to like do like sitter shifts sometimes when you have to kind of like watch over somebody.
Mhm,
And you have to sit for that. I do find that very challenging. I don't know if that counts or not, but aside from that,
mhm.
I have to like move my body or I get really antsy. So I have a
Yeah.
hard time sitting still just in general.
Okay. So most people who don't exercise find that lack of time is a barrier. They're too tired or they have low energy. They have a sedentary job. They have difficulty building it into their routine. I think I put that. Some people don't have access to a gym. They might be feeling overwhelmed in general. They don't have the confidence. They might have other health concerns about going. So back to the pelvic floor thing, a lot of people who have issues with pelvic floor don't want to exercise. They're afraid of leaking or whatever like that. And then no social support. And the other thing is misconceptions about exercise. People think that it has to be long, intense, or complicated to be beneficial, and that's
Mm.
actually not the case. Kind of like what Natasha said to her mom, 5 minutes today is better than nothing, and that's movement and that's productive and great. And that is something to celebrate. So if we can shift the narrative for people and, take away social media showing like the high intense athletes all the time, you're seeing that, you're like, oh, that's what I have to do to be like healthy. No, not the case. And at the end of this, you'll see like what the average amounts are or the minimal standards are for exercising or movement to keep you healthy. Health benefits come from consistent, moderate movement, not intense, crazy, insane, structured, like just movement. So quickly, you all know these because you're doing it. So I know you're motivated by something, and the health benefits are definitely motivating for movement. It impacts your cardiovascular system, your heart, and everything that goes with it. It lowers your blood pressure, improves circulation, reduces your risk for heart disease, which is the number one killer for women. Oh, that was the next thing that was written. Um, Brain health. When we exercise, it can improve your memory. Whoa, better blood flow, moving the things around, reduces stress. So your brain health improves with exercise. It can improve your focus, lower your risk of dementia. They're saying now that dementia is actually a blood sugar issue. It's part of it, and the insulin sensitivity. So exercise is one of the main ways to help with blood sugar and insulin. So it helps with dementia. This will be really cool research coming out. Um, can help reduce depression and anxiety. Metabolic health. When you exercise, it helps regulate your blood sugar, like I just said, and can reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes and other metabolic syndromes. Walking after a meal can significantly lower your blood sugar spike. Helps with digestion significantly if you take a very short, easy walk after dinner. Helps with hormones, improves the balance of insulin, cortisol, growth hormone, testosterone. Regular strength training helps maintain muscle mass and metabolism as we age, and those are extremely important for hormone balance. Um, Exercise helps with your musculoskeletal system. It strengthens your muscles, your bones, your tendons, your ligaments, and that's a main way of reducing the risk of osteoporosis as we age, and women have a higher likelihood of getting osteoporosis, unfortunately. So the more resistance and pressure you put through your bones, the more that they stay strong because they're being told by or telling the nervous system like, oh, we need to keep building this up. So those little bone cells come and keep building the bone. It's getting dark out here, but y'all can still kind of see me. No bugs, which is nice. Yet. Helps with the immune
That's so
system.
good.
Yeah. Exercise can improve your immune system response. It can reduce inflammation. Um, the research shows that people who exercise regularly will experience fewer infections and recover faster. So, the people who are afraid of the gym because of germs, it's kind of like, actually, you're more likely to get sick in other places. And by being in the gym, you're actually combating that. So that's, oh God, it's a tough one.
That's so
Um,
cool to know, not to cut you off, but that is so fascinating that exercise
yeah,
makes your immune system better.
yeah, for sure. I know there's so many benefits.
That's
And
beautiful.
then, yeah, yeah. Um, Mental health and overall well-being. So exercise acts as a natural benefit to improve endorphins, release. I'm sorry. It will improve endorphin release. So have you ever had like a runner's high or like you're exercising and you just feel this like, woo, I feel really good being here and you get in a
Yes,
flow. Yeah, that flow state, that's what's happening. It's really
that's my
cool. Put on some
favorite
good
of them.
music. And it's so obvious when it happens. You're like, oh, yeah. It's like an out of body experience almost. So exercise is cool. Okay, so habit stacking and creating habits has been the foundation of this coaching program. So let's move through an example of how to make movement a habit. First, you want to start small. It's easier to maintain 10 minutes of exercise every day rather than a couple hours a few times a week. So if all you have is 10 minutes in your day, maybe at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, hey, add that up. You got 30 minutes of movement in. And like Natasha said, you can accumulate movement. It doesn't necessarily have to be all in a row. It is better for endurance purposes and other reasons to do it consistent, like without a break, but 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and there, way better than none. So that whole belief system of, oh, it has to be hard, intense, and long, no, doesn't have to be. So start small. You want to reduce friction, and what that means is you want to reduce the barriers or anything that's going to hold you back. So what it could mean is like put your clothes out the night before, put your shoes where you're going to see it to get that cue, that reminder. Have a short home workout routine because you can't make it to the gym. Plan to go walking at lunchtime. So you schedule it in and prioritize it. So reduce how many barriers there are to exercise.
I do that
Stack
with
the
my clothes
habit.
in my bathroom.
Uh-huh. It's
So
way
there's
easier
no
to have it picked
excuses. I
out.
hang them on the back of my door. I'm like, no excuses, they're right there.
Love it. Yep, good strategy. So then what you can do is you can attach the movement to an existing routine you have. So for instance, you eat, you can just be like, all right, well, the last 10 minutes of my lunch break, I'm going to actually walk. So 20 minutes of eating, talking, catching up, 10 minutes of walking. Sad to say we only get 30 minutes at lunchtime, but if that is what you have, then you just stack it on. You can do your stretching before bed. Be like, oh, bedtime's at 9. I'm going to go in at 8:30. I'm just going to lay in bed. I'm going to do some of my breathing exercises, my low back stretches, my hamstring stretches, and fit it in right before bed. You could take your phone, if you have any phone calls or anything, you can just start walking around. Walk around the kitchen, walk outside, put your earbuds in and have your call. Then for exercise, choose or movement, choose activities you like. If you don't like it, you're less likely to stick with it. There are things, you should just do, no, like for health benefits, but if you can incorporate it into things you like, that you're going to be way more compliant with it. So if you like hiking, if you like doing sports, if you like dancing or cycling, just do it and allow that to be your movement time. So to make it a habit, we need a cue and we need a reward. The behavior is the middle. So your cue could be the shoes out on the floor. So you wake up, you're like, oh, there's my running shoes. I see them. Okay, I'm reminded. I have awareness. There's my cue. The behavior is put the shoes on, go for your walk. Woohoo! The reward is feeling accomplished, feeling the endorphins, feeling rejuvenated, awake. So the reward system is what you are looking to get out of it. So we've been doing a lot of those with our different themes here. That's just one simple way to create a habit out of it. Okay. Okay. So this is what Barb was kind of asking about. What are the actual movement standards? And this is a busy slide, so I don't know if I want to go through this. I think I want to skip ahead so we can do our little activity at the end. This is a more simplified version. So, sorry. Let me just show you first. We have cardio, strength training, mobility and flexibility, and then daily non-exercise movement. These are four main categories here. For cardio, the standard, that's just for heart health or fat burning. Um, the minimum standard that they're saying is 150 to 300 minutes a week of moderate activity. And what that looks like is brisk walking, cycling, hiking, swimming, dancing, or 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous activity, running, fast cycling, sports, HIIT workouts. I personally don't like doing vigorous activity anymore. So I don't do it that often, very rarely. So what that breaks down to is about 20 to 40 minutes a day of movement that's consistent. So something you don't stop doing. It's just getting your heart rate up a little bit. So 20 to 40 minutes a day. And again, you can break that up 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes there to hit that goal. So that's your minimum requirement. So the other thing about cardio is it can be 3 to 5 days a week if you go up to 30 minutes. So if you hit that average of 30, you could get away with 3 days a week, 5 days a week. This is like the minimum requirement, 3 to 5 days a week of 30 minutes of cardio. Does that make sense? So there were ranges on the other slide, but this is like to break it down even more simply. Heart health, cardiovascular health, that's what we're aiming for with this cardio number. Okay. And then the non-exercise idea is daily steps. 7,000 to 10,000 steps. A little arbitrary. It's the most researched number. The range is helpful. They used to just say 10,000 for everyone. Now they're saying, okay, daily, if you can hit 7,000 steps, like then you're doing really good for that non-exercise activity. So that could be like Natasha said with her mom, just like park further away and collect more steps throughout the day. Or when you're on your phone call, just walk around the kitchen. All right, let me go back to this one for strength. So strength training, this is a good one. So the minimum recommendation for strength training in a week is 2 to 3 days. That's what's going to help you gain muscle, maintain muscle, and that's the minimum. And you want to do all your major muscle groups. So we've got legs, back, chest, shoulders, core, all the big groups. Fun fact, after the age of 30, people will naturally lose 3 to 8% of muscle per decade. So by 40 years old, if you don't exercise or strength train, you could lose 8% of your muscle mass. And that's a lot. That is actually quite a bit. By 50, you're down to 16%. By 60, you're down to 24% that you started at 30 years old. That's wild. That's if you don't strength train. So you all are working really hard to maintain and add muscle to your bodies. Super proud of you. So 2 to 3 days a week of strength training is your minimum amount. Let's see what I wrote here. And you want to shoot for 6 to 10 exercises, 8 to 12 reps, 3 sets. Now that's a little arbitrary too. If you can't fit in 6 and you can only do 5, that's okay. It's still something. The other important thing is, since you're hitting 2 to 3 days a week, when you're there doing this 6 to 10 exercises, really be intentional. Don't dilly-dally around it. Be focused, create that mind-body connection. Talk yourself through it. Be like, okay, this is just a 45 minutes of my day. I can do this, like really intentional. And then there's more benefit in the gaining muscle and the strength if you can do that. Because sometimes I'm guilty of it. I'll just go just to do it and check it off my list. And it's like, oh, it's kind of pointless. No, it wasn't. It was still helpful to move my body. But when you're intentional in creating that mind-body connection, you're going to get progress way quicker. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. And
Absolutely.
then, yeah, it's super important just to be present. Put the phone away unless you're just listening to music. I have that bad habit too between sets. I'm like checking stuff. I'm like, no, no, no. Sometimes lately I've been putting my phone on do not disturb because I'm like, I really need to disconnect a little bit more from like
That's
work
a
and life
smart
and whatever.
idea. I got
Yeah.
super distracted yesterday talking to a friend about exercise, granted, but it turned my normal like 45-minute workout into like an hour and a half. It was fine, but either way, my rests in between were far longer than I had intended them to be, and I don't like
Yes.
losing my focus, like you just said. So thank you
Yeah.
for pointing that out and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like being smart.
Yeah. Because even like a little ding in my headphones, I'm like, ugh.
Yep, yep.
I can't like not look at it. It's so silly.
Yes.
Pavlov dog. Ding. Oh,
Yes.
phone.
Yes, yes.
All right. And then mobility. You should be trying to do a little bit of mobility every day, 5 to 10 minutes. So again, habit stacking, like, oh, it's bedtime. Oh, I'm going to go up there 10 minutes early. I'm just going to move my body and stretch in bed and then go to sleep. So these are the minimum standards in a week that you should hit for overall wellness. Now, quick reactions. Does this feel like a lot? Does this feel doable? Does it surprise you? What do y'all think?
For me, it feels really doable. It also kind of showed me that I can, scale back on some things and not, put such intense pressure on myself to, get the 10K steps every day. And like right now I'm at 9,305 and I'm like, I got 700 to go. Like, probably can just do that, walking around and finishing up stuff at night. But yeah, I thought that was really helpful. I took screenshots of all that stuff. Um, and even like the 3 sets of 6 to 10 exercises, I think I have like 5 exercises on my most of my days, but I'm doing like 4 sets of a lot of them. So, and
Volume is the same. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So I think I would rather just, you know, look into maybe doing that. I'm going to switch up my routine in the next couple of weeks anyway. So I think that I will keep that in mind.
Yeah, periodization. You got to switch it up a little. Nice.
And this is very doable. It's kind of similar to what I have set up now.
Hmm.
What my problem sometimes is that when I get to the gym, I feel like I've got to do 30 to 40 minutes of cardio. I do my strength training and then I do all my stretching and everything, and I'll be there for over 2 hours. And it's a little more, I think, than what my body really wants to handle.
I
That
would agree with that. Yeah.
all or
So,
nothing thing. And I have to remember that I don't have to do everything every time.
correct. Yes. So, I'm curious if we could, and maybe it doesn't even have to be at the gym, but maybe for your cardio, as it's getting nicer, it could be a walk for 20 minutes on the days that you don't go to the gym. So the gym is dedicated to stretching a little bit to warm up,
Mhm.
maybe like 5 minutes on the bike or whatever, just to get the blood flowing, and then strength train and then get out of there.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay, so here is what I want you all to do with your piece of paper, if you manage to find one, is you're going to write at the top a little mini calendar, just like this: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then you can put lines going straight down if you want to separate it even more into columns. I just couldn't do that on here because I didn't have time. And then below here, I want you to put, so as a plan for you, you're going to put 7K to 10K steps daily under each one. That's your goal. And then 5 minutes of mobility daily under each one. Another goal. And then what I want you to do is plan out where you would put 30 minutes of cardio 3 to 5 days a week. So maybe it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday is cardio. And then I want you to find 2 to 3 days where you put the strength training. So you would write strength training under Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, something like that. So now you're planning, you're scheduling, and you're going to be able to create more of a likelihood that you'll stick to this. And then you'll be like, okay, there's my minimum standard. Like, this is what I need to complete for the week to feel healthy and well and maintain and make progress.
I have to say that after writing this down, and like I know what my routine is, but writing this down and visually looking at it, and I was talking to you about not working out for like 5 days in a row. And if I do take that Sunday every other, I mean, it would be every week technically, but that every other Sunday that I don't work, and if I do take that off, then that really does give me like a 2 days on, 1 to 2 days off in between, which I think would be really
Yes.
beneficial. I'm like, thank you. I know it may seem silly, but I feel like I just needed someone to tell me that it was okay. so, so thank you.
Girl, I already thought about that. I was like, she just needed me to give her permission because you were talking, and I'm like, yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, I just really needed that. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Been there, done that 100 times. Yep.
Yes. And we talked about it like months ago. And like I dropped down my routine, so it's not like so intensive, but it's still like the same amount of days.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but you know, I'm like, what if I ever want to just go out and do something on like a Sunday morning or sleep in longer or whatever, you know?
Heck
So
yeah.
anyway, thank you so much.
You are welcome. Happy to be that person for you.
I appreciate you. Also, I wanted to just throw out there, I'm super proud of you for making it to the semifinals we're in now.
Quarter. Mm-hmm.
Quarter. Yes, yes. I'm super proud of you. I've been voting every day. And
Oh,
I just wanted to let you know that you said a couple of weeks ago that you were speaking it into existence, that you were going to do it. And I believe in you so much. And I believe in my heart that you really are going to win this. I'm so excited for you.
oh, whew. Dang, that like, wow. Thank you so much for saying
Oh, you're
that. Oh my
welcome. I
God.
just needed to verbalize it to you while I have you here. I'm so excited and so proud of you. And I think
It
that your
is.
reasoning behind it is so beautiful and so deep. And yes, I'm ready for you to win this, girl.
And
Oh,
voting has become a habit. So I have my
Right,
coffee in the morning and I
right.
vote.
Yes, Eleanor, same here. Every day I'm like, oh, it's that time. Because
Yes.
sometimes Facebook will tell you you have like a certain amount of time until you can vote again. So I'll put it in my calendar to set to like have it remind me. Oh,
my God. I feel so honored. Thank you. Thank you so much.
oh my God, absolutely. Thank you for all that you do for us.
Oh, that was really sweet. Yeah, that will be very cool.
Yes, it will be. Yes.
Yeah. Mm. Well, thank you for being part of that and all of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, did you all get a chance to finish writing?
Yes, I did.
All right, I'm gonna unshare this. Stop sharing. Okay. Da, 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 da. Beautiful. Yeah, I feel like it's really helpful to write it out like that. And now you have like a little plan made, which is super cool, and you can just follow that outline weekly and if you want, like photocopy it and just be like, check, check, check. If you're one of those people who likes a list, or you just get into such a routine and habit, you don't even have to think about it anymore. And just like, oh, it's Monday, I do my walking today. Oh, it's Tuesday, time to go to the gym. Yeah. Yeah, I know it just seems so simple, but like so helpful, like using the minimum requirement. Mm-hmm. All right, beautiful. Well, I appreciate you all coming on tonight. I will put together a really cool presentation, the best I can, about mobility travel and a little bit of pelvic floor work for Thursday. It'll be 7 p.m. Thursday, just to see if more people can come at 7 p.m. instead.
I'll be a little bit late because
And
I'm working, but I will be there. Absolutely.
cool, cool, cool. Even if you have to like have me on in your car, like whatever.
If I had
Don't
cell
you?
phone service, I would totally do that. I don't until I get home.
Gotcha,
I have to use my
gotcha.
Wi-Fi because I live out in the boonies, but yes, I will
Yeah.
be there. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, beautiful. Awesome. Any questions tonight, ladies?
This was good. It was
Yeah.
it's helping me to get out of my little bit of a funk I've been in. So
Yeah, you're not alone in that. We all get in that place too.
No. Yes. And thank
Mm-hmm.
you for showing up too, even though you felt like you're in a funk. That's
um,
brave and it's powerful.
part of me is like, yeah, just I was a little late. It's like, don't do it. But then I'm like, no, you know what? You don't have any reason not to. But I
Yes.
also, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I also realized that as the weather gets better, I am much more active and I want to move. And one of the things, so I'm still doing my bone builder class Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it is literally a 15 to 20-minute walk from my house. So I am going to start walking there and back. So I'm going to get that cardio in to do that. I'll be taking the dog out for walks, but I find when I walk the dog, that is not cardio because you have to every 2 seconds
Stop.
sniff. Yeah,
Even with my girl, she just
yeah,
stops and pees and sniffs, and I'm like,
yeah, exactly. So I don't consider that cardio. That's kind of a
no.
stroll.
Yep, I
Um,
agree.
yeah. So, and then stop doing the cardio like when I go to the gym because I'll be out walking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. Look at these plans. All right. Well, if you need any encouragement throughout the week, please reach out. I'm happy to share my celebrations for you all and to keep you motivated and going. And yeah, just if you have any general questions or need support or something happens, please let me know. Happy to help you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're
Bye, everyone. Have
welcome.
a good week.
Yeah, see you
You too,
Thursday.
everybody. See you
Thursday.
Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.